So here's the
Yeah.
thing. We're talking about their targets and that, Max Crosby, Justin Jefferson. All of a sudden, they're talking about how aggressive they want to be. And at the end of the season press conference, both Kyle and John were talking about how it was really hard last year, that they had to rein in the spending, and they knew they had to do it, but it was hard, and that's why the season was so impressive, that they were able to win those games, and that this year they want to be aggressive because they just proved that they're a player away. Da, 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 da. Where was this energy at the trade deadline? Now they want to trade up in
Yeah.
round one. They want to get like, why do you think they suddenly want to be aggressive?
I think, in my opinion, I would say Kyle's like, I'm not wasting another year like that again. That pissed me off. That's my assumption. I feel like Kyle is not happy with that. I feel like this whole year we've been saying that they've been making moves that Kyle doesn't want. Like Kyle wants this to happen and they're doing this. Like I think Kyle's like, all right, I can either dip and just, ask you to trade me or retire or whatever, or we can actually put together a competent team because I just made the divisional with nothing. So you guys better get me some players. That's my assumption. That would be my guess.
I don't know. It also kind of felt like Kyle was down on the team this year. Like, remember, I don't know if you've heard, but like, there was an article by Nick Wagner, ESPN, where they were talking about how he should be the coach of the year, and he interviewed a bunch of players about how uh, positive he was for a change this year. Usually, like super negative, and they said that he wouldn't talk about the Super Bowl with this team until late in the year. Like he didn't think they were that good. And he said we're only going to focus on getting better day to day. And then I guess like late in the season, maybe after the Chicago game, he finally said at a team meeting, like, all right, guys, I think we can do this. I think we can win the Super Bowl. And they were like floored. So I think that when the ownership told him in the offseason, look, we're making all these cuts, you need to retool, I think he got very like down. And
Yeah.
I think he coached well, but I don't think he thought the team had any real potential. And then now that they went so far, I think he's changed his mind and is like, no, we are a player away. We are on the doorstep. Whereas Steve Young is like, no, you're not. You're not. But I think he finally flip flopped and he's like, no, this team is good.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'd be hard pressed to see anyone think they're a player away. Yeah. I hope he doesn't think that. I don't know. I just think,
Well,
I
you
feel
got
like
Brock and
Kyle's
Warner coming back. I mean, you got Warner and Bosa coming back.
I feel like
Kittle.
Kyle's one of those people. It's like that's also frustrated, right? He's been here for 10 years. He hasn't won anything, like hasn't won a ring at least. And he's like, I just want to win, man. Like I feel like he's at that point. Like I feel like every coach gets to that point with the team and the team to them, but I think it's more Kyle to the team where it's like, bro, we need to win or do I need to go? Like something needs to change. And I think this year is probably that point. I feel like he's going to be like, I feel like we'll see a change because everyone's contract's up in 2027, right? Kyle's,
Johns is up after this year.
Yeah. So I think next year, if they don't make major changes, I think John's gone. I think that's why. I think Kyle's giving John a last hurrah.
I mean, if this is really his last year on his contract and he hasn't gotten an extension, that shows you that he's on the hot seat. I mean, they might not have the guts. I don't really think the Yorks have guts at this point. They may not have the guts to fire John Lynch, Hall of Famer, built some good teams, but they might have the guts to just let his contract expire. And same goes for Kyle Shanahan, buddy. In the past, I feel like Shanahan's gotten extensions with 2-3 years left on his current deal. I don't see an extension. Maybe he'll get one soon.
I think
Would
Kyle
you give
might.
Kyle an extension this offseason?
Yes.
You'd extend him.
Who is better?
Mike McDonald.
No, he's not. No, an available coach. Like, this is why I said last year. This is why I said it last year.
There were 2 guys available last year who were better than him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is why I said this last year. If you were going to make a move on Kyle, this last offseason was the time to do it because you have someone that could replace him in Ben Johnson. You have someone that is an elite potential coach that you could replace him. Now you can't. This offseason, there is no one that you could have replaced.
Maybe next offseason.
But that's what I'm
saying. I
would
extend him.
I'd extend. They coaches to get fired all the time because Kyle's one you could trade. You could get back something for him. It's not like you'd extend him and it's like, you would want to fire him next year and no one would want him. Like 30 teams are going to call you next year if you decide to fire him, or if some guru comes available. That's what I'm saying. I'm not seeing any gurus come available. So it's like Kyle's probably the best thing you're going to find for at least a couple few years at this point. Um, so it's
I wouldn't
like
extend him.
I would. I don't
Okay.
see anyone else unless you're gonna,
He got 2
hire.
years left on his deal. I would leave my options open.
Do you think they're gonna extend him this year?
No, I don't. I
Really?
don't. I do not.
I think if they
No, I
don't, it's
think he's
because
got a lot to
Kyle.
prove. I don't think they
I
like him as much as people think they do.
Oh, I think it's the opposite. I think Kyle's the one that doesn't want the extension, if anything. I think Kyle's getting to the point where he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna go somewhere else that'll help me win." Bro, he'd take an Eagles job in half a
No,
second. They'd fire Sirianni
no. I don't think he
tomorrow.
wants to move his family. He has a bunch of kids. They're in high school and stuff. I don't think he wants to move his family. That's my
Yeah.
reading the
So they'll be
situation.
graduated in a couple years. Then he
There
can
yeah.
move. That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think